What's going on, guys? This is Ryan with RK Outpost, and yesterday Vin Diesel revealed something to Marvel fans that I don't think he was supposed to. At least I'll let you judge for yourself based on his reaction if you think he was supposed to tell you this or not. And you can see by the headline right here on comicbook.com who are the ones that got the interview. Thor 4 to feature Guardians of the Galaxy. And of course Vin Diesel would know because he's the voice of Groot. Now Vin Diesel was there to promote his new movie Bloodshot, which, to be honest, actually looks pretty interesting. I'll probably be going to check that out. Looks like something different. So if you haven't heard about it, because it hasn't been marketed very well, I'd highly recommend going and watch the trailer, checking it out, see if you want to go support a movie like this that's not some big-time, huge thing from Marvel or DC. But let's get into the article, then I will let you watch his words and get a little more information about Guardians of the Galaxy 3 as well. Last time we saw Guardians of the Galaxy, they were preparing to jet off Earth with a new Marvel hero among them. Thor was ready to ride out with Star-Lord as the hunt for Gamora of 2014 was the course being set. And it does feel like Endgame is forever, like so far away. That tells you like where the MCU is at right now. I feel very disconnected from it. The news is coming out, and some things I just don't care about because I feel like Endgame was such a definitive point for me. Like after Endgame, there's just so much I can care. Anyway, the original plan was to have Guardians 3 released in theaters before the fourth Thor movie, but obviously the James Gunn situation affected that. Now he's finishing up Suicide Squad before he goes back to actually do Guardians 3, and Thor 4 is already in production. But Love and Thunder will incorporate the Guardians of the Galaxy heroes as recently revealed by Groot voice Vin Diesel. So let me hear what he has to say. I'll let you guys hear it. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about what this means for Thor Love and Thunder and how it's a pretty stacked cast if this is the case. And will Thor still be the main character in his own movie? But let's hear what he has to say first.
Thor will also, the director talked to me about how Thor will incorporate some of the Guardians of the Galaxy, which would be very interesting. Nobody knows, but maybe I shouldn't have said anything.
So this is not a huge surprise, seeing as the...
So you can see that little look at the end where he realizes, well, maybe I shouldn't have said that. A little Hagrid moment. No, I shouldn't have said that.
Which would be very interesting. Nobody knows, but maybe I shouldn't have said anything.
So this is not a huge surprise, seeing...
So there you go. And just like this guy says here on the video, this isn't a huge surprise, right? Because we did see them right at the end. We know they were going to go off and look for Gamora. We know that they've built a good rapport. It made sense. But this is new information. For all we knew, this was just going to be a movie about Thor, about Valkyrie, and about Jane Foster. And of course, you have all the rumors swirling about how, wow, it's really important that Valkyrie is an LGBTQ plus character, and maybe she'll get with Jane Foster. Maybe there'll be a love triangle, Love and Thunder, all of this stuff, which to me, not very interesting, to be quite honest. Not interested in female Thor. I'm interested in Thor, and I think a lot of people are as well. So it's going to be interesting that they're bringing the Guardians in, what kind of effect that will have. What I don't want is for Thor to become just a normal background character in his own movie. I want Thor to remain the main part of this story. I don't want some new pass the torch over to Jane Foster. We saw what happened with Marvel Comics when they did that, and it absolutely tanked. I wouldn't recommend doing it again, but we know that at this point in the MCU, they're now moving towards pushing the identity politics down everyone's throats, now that they have this big machine that will just go, go, go. But let's look at the rest of the article. Like we said, the news doesn't come as a mass surprise, but it'll be interesting to see how Taika Waititi, who, let's be honest, is a funny guy. Taika Waititi loves his comedy. That could work really well with the Guardians of the Galaxy. A story was certainly teed up by Avengers Endgame when Star-Lord and Thor bantered about who would be in charge of the ship, but the story may have been flipped on its head when plans within Marvel Studios changed. Because Guardians of the Galaxy was supposed to go into production a pretty long time ago, but we know it has been delayed. And they talk about, like we said, Jane Foster becoming Thor, Valkyrie, all of that stuff. Now, there is an additional thing that Vin Diesel talked about here. Let's see if I can get to the right spot to show you guys. All right. Now, just more talking about Guardians of the Galaxy movie, which, again, way further behind in production than the Thor movie, but let's see what he says.
Up there, we've seen Groot, we've seen Baby Groot, we've seen Teen Groot. Now we need to get ready for a whole new Groot again.
I only have two words about that character, and it is Alpha Groot.
As for what
So Alpha Groot, that's what he said. Now, Alpha Groot is very confusing. It's not specifically someone we know. I'll let you listen here to what he's about to say about King Groot, because it's just a lot of speculation. Now, like he said, we did see Baby Groot. We saw Teen Groot. We saw regular Groot. Is Alpha Groot just going to be a more bulked up version of himself? Something like that. Let's see what he has to say.
Alpha Groot means, I've got a couple of things to suggest. First, could this be a version of King Groot or some other daunting version of the character we've seen in Marvel Comics or video games? And second, could it mean Alpha as in leader, implying we will see more of Groot's species to follow him? Perhaps a whole Groot family, taking us back to his Groots?
There you go. Little pun to finish it out. But that is a question that a lot of people are answering with that Alpha Groot. What exactly does that mean? They haven't started filming yet. We know that, but obviously the story's in the works. So Alpha Groot, we are supposed to be getting in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Now, Vin Diesel, like I said, I don't think he was supposed to necessarily reveal that the Guardians were going to be in this quite yet. I'm sure it wouldn't have stayed a secret for too long. But I'm interested to hear your thoughts about the Guardians of the Galaxy joining Thor Love and Thunder. It does seem like a lot of characters that could potentially get involved in this story that hopefully will remain about Thor. I'm skeptical of it. I'm skeptical of Marvel's goals in this movie as well. We've talked about that, and we will continue to talk about that all the way up there. But as far as them getting involved, I'm hesitantly optimistic. I think it could be good with Taika Waititi, but I don't want them to overshadow Thor. I want to get back to basics with a Thor movie, but I don't know if that's possible at this point. And then Alpha Groot. What do you think that means by Alpha Groot? Could it be the leader, like he said? Could it be a variation of King Groot? Or does it just mean Groot is just going to be a little more of a badass? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure you smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video out there, ring the bell for notifications, and I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching, everyone, and a huge shout out to my patrons. I appreciate you guys so much. Want to follow me on Twitter or Instagram? Check out the description below. You'll find links to my P.O. box and my Patreon as well. And I'll talk to you guys later.